BookTube, Sarah here, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with a, wait for it, an announcement video. I know. I like to do announcement videos. Announcing all the things makes me happy. But no, seriously. This is something that I have been playing around with, this idea, for quite some time. Actually, for probably more than a year. It got put on the back burner. It's come back. There's a lot of things at play right now, and I started thinking, and I'm like, if I don't do this, then I don't know why I keep putting it off. Let's put it that way. So, let me give you a quick backstory explanation. If you couldn't tell from the title of this video, I am announcing the fact that I am going to now be filming AuthorTube videos. I am not an author. I aspire to be one. I greatly aspire to be one. To go way back, as I think I've mentioned on this channel before, I have always been a reader. I do not remember not being a reader. And along with being a reader, my dream, when I was a little kid, you know, when you used to do those things, be like, what do you want to be when you grow up? It was an author. It was always an author. It was something I always wanted to do. My dream in life is to walk into a bookstore and have a book with my name on it as the person who wrote it. You know what I mean? That's just been something since I was a little kid. And it's not like I have never written before. I used to write all the time. I can remember my earliest memory, like one of my earliest memories with writing, is I wrote a story, a short, it was probably a 10-page in, like, you know, letters this big. A little mystery story about a girl who found a missing koala in Australia. I'm pretty sure that's what the story was about. I can remember like the cover drawing that I did. Like, we're going back. But then into my teens, I developed this series of books. And it was what would now be classified as a YA series. But to a, 16, 17, 18-year-old girl, I was writing characters that were my age. And, that's what I knew. I wasn't going to write adult characters as a young adult. And it was a mystery series, not unlike Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys kind of an idea. And I actually, if you want to call it this, 20 years ago, self-published them online. I had a website, an old school GeoCities website. Anybody else remember those? And I published, I think, at least a half a dozen stories on that website. Now, these were not like short stories. These would have probably been considered novellas. They were chapters, they were probably, if you wanted to look at length, probably about the length of what would be, if you now look at a Sweet Valley High novel or a Babysitter's Club novel, I mean, not a 300-page novel, but something around the 150-page mark. And I was super proud of those, and I was really pleased with them, and I used to publish them, and I would get comments on them, and I will admit too, I've written some fan fiction, like I've kind of always done that. And then into my mid-20s, it stopped. I just kind of stopped doing it. I started working full-time, and your life changes. Do you know what I mean? But in the back of my mind, I always had this urge to continue to write. And over the last 3 or 4 years, when I found out about NaNoWriMo, I actually found out about NaNoWriMo through the knitting community of all places. Because the knitting community does I can't remember what it's called now, Sweater Rimo or something like that, where NaNoWriMo is, for those of you who don't know, is National Novel Writing Month, and it happens every November. Well, I heard about this through the knitting community because they take a play on that and they do a sweater in the month of November, like knit 50,000 stitches, whereas NaNoWriMo is encouraging you to write 50,000 words. So, that's where I heard about it, and I kind of went, that's really interesting, and then I started delving into it. And I signed up for it. And I have yet to put any words to paper for that, or keystrokes to my keyboard for that, if you will. And I'm mad at myself, because writing just keeps getting put on the back burner with everything else that I'm doing, and I still have that dream, in a great world, in a perfect world, and I don't ask for a lot. A lot of people, oh, I'd love to win the lottery, or I'd love to do this. I would love to write and be able to make a comfortable living doing so without having to go to a 9 to 5 job every day. If I could, you know, or even if I could supplement it, that I could take a part-time job and supplement that by, I don't expect to become a Nora Roberts. I don't expect to become a Stephen King. You know, and then I can't say because of my age, I wish I'd started sooner. You can start writing at any time. But I think this year has really hit me with it being my 40th birthday. And I think to myself, what have I done? What have I done towards that goal that I've had since I was 7 years old? And I wrote that first short story about the girl and the missing koala bear. Do you know what I mean? And a part of me is mad at myself. But then I think, you've gotten to this point, and I've now gotten to this point in my life where I'm like, this is something I feel I need to do. Especially now with self-publishing and how easy it is to do. That yes, I can write that book and I can self-publish it and have met my goal. You know, maybe it won't necessarily be in a bookstore, but it will be on Amazon. That's a bookstore, right? Sort of. Let's not split hairs, people. But do you know what I mean? So back to my original announcement for this. So this is going to kind of be something that I'm doing through the month of July. If I like it, if you guys like it, I will continue doing it going forward. If, you know, if not, and there's a lot of, oh, I really don't want to see these, I might move it to a different channel. But for right now, we're going to keep everything here. We will see what happens. So essentially, as I mentioned about NaNoWriMo, happens in November. Those of you who may or may not know, NaNoWriMo also does Camp NaNoWriMo, which are two smaller writing related events. One happens in April and one happens in July. I had signed up in April, but again, did not put fingers to keyboard and did not type anything out. But I did get some story ideas together, so that was good. But in July, I need to start my novel. I have a couple series in my head that I do want to write. I do not know exactly which one I want to write first. I'm gearing more towards the one. The two of them, just in case you're curious, just giving you a bare bones. One would be a contemporary romance series. I mean, that's what I love to read, so obviously it's something I'm going to enjoy writing. The other series is actually that detective series, that Nancy Drew / Hardy Boys type of stories that I wrote back in my late teens and early 20s that I online published. That rewriting those books, I don't have those anymore. I lost all those files. They were on an old school floppy disk and I don't know what happened to them. They are long gone. I actually took the website down, so I don't even think I'd be able to find it in the Wayback Machine online. But I remember the characters, and the characters have been living with me for 15 years. They've grown up with me. You know what I mean? Like, these characters are now older. Like, I'm not saying they're in their 40s, but they're now in their 30s. You know, they've grown up a little bit. You know, that interesting way that fictional characters can age without really aging. They've aged a little, but not a lot. And they're itching to have their stories told again. And, you know, so I think that's the direction I might go. The contemporary romance series, I definitely do still want to write as well, but I'm thinking I might move more towards the romantic suspense type series or mystery series that I'm looking at. It is a mystery, but there is a romantic element in it, so I don't even know how you'd classify it, excuse me, as a genre. But anyway, so that's all this to say. Sorry, you guys know me and my nice long explanations. For the month of July, I'm going to be posting AuthorTube videos. Now, I am not posting, I already post essentially 4 videos a week, really. I do a Tuesday video, I do a Thursday video, I now do my Friday reads, and I'm doing my weekly reviews. All of those make me happy, all of those I'm going to continue to be doing. What I'm actually thinking about doing for my weekly reviews, instead of sitting down and doing one video and like talking about all the books that I read that week, like do it all in one shot, is what I might do is weekly review vlogs, where when I finish a book, I will sit down and talk to you guys about it right there and then. My thoughts on what I thought of that book right there and then. And, you know, it's a little bit easier, and then I'll just put all the clips together and upload it on Saturday. So I think that's what I might do for the month of July. If I like it, if you guys like it, I will continue doing it. Friday reads are quick and easy. I don't worry about those. That leaves my Tuesday and Thursday videos that I typically do. I sometimes do tags. You guys know I love doing my anticipated reads. I do my wrap-ups. I do my TBRs. So what is going to happen for the month of July is those videos are going to get cut. Some of those videos are going to get cut. So on Tuesdays for the month of July, I'm going to be doing AuthorTube videos. So let me know what you guys want to see. I'm thinking about starting off and talking a bit more in depth about the book I'm going to be working on for that first video that's going to go up on July 2nd. And then in the in the next 3 weeks after that, I will talk about the process of me writing and how I've been doing, and kind of like a general update for that book for Camp NaNoWriMo for July. And I'm super excited. I've been now starting to watch AuthorTube people. Thanks to Cheryl, she watches my videos, and her and I have been chatting on in text message and stuff like that. And she pointed me to several AuthorTube people that I've been watching like crazy. And I see that there's an AuthorTube newbie tag, that there's tag videos, that there's all these great things. Now, I am in no way an expert. I am a beginner. I am starting at the ground floor, you guys. But I am super stoked, and I'm hoping you guys are going to enjoy coming along on this journey with me. And that maybe in a few months, 3 or 4 months, I will have that book, maybe on Amazon. Who knows? Who knows? It's a goal. It's something I really want to do, and I do hope that you guys are going to enjoy this with me. I'm super stoked. I'm super, super excited. And, kind of also putting this out here is almost like a video diary in a way. You know what I mean? So like I said, if July works and you guys like it, and I'm continuing to write even past, that's my end goal, is that I'm not just going to write for the month of July and say, forget this, I'll come back to you in November, is to continue and get this, they say it takes 21 days to get a habit, right? So to be able to write for a month and get into that habit of doing it every day, just like, you get up and you make your lunch, or you have your breakfast, or if you go to the gym, or, make it a part of my daily routine, and then it can be a thing, and then going forward, this will just continue. And if it becomes something bigger, maybe I'll go to a separate channel with it, or maybe I'll just keep it right here. I'm fine with keeping it right here, because this is where all you lovely people are, and, we can do more than one thing on our channels. That's the awesome thing. This doesn't just have to be a BookTube channel. This can be BookTube and AuthorTube. So yeah, so I'm super, super stoked. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. Please let me know in the comments below if you're going to participate in Camp NaNoWriMo. I can't wait. Maybe we can encourage each other or what have you. And yeah, so anyway guys, I do hope that you are going to like this coming in July. I know I've got a lot on my plate with the summer romance book bingo, and with all the books I'm going to be reading, and my knitting. So my crafting might take a slight back seat, but that's okay, because it's always there. I don't have to do it every day, but I do want to get into the habit of putting, as I've been saying, fingers to keyboard, because there's no way I'm going to handwrite anything out, guys. Are you guys, I don't know, is it our generation that now I'm so used to typing that for me to actually write something out, my hand starts to cramp after a little bit of time? But, this is a goal of mine, and I have the time to do it. I'm going to be honest. After I get home from work at night, yeah, I do a little bit of tidying up. Yeah, I have my dinner. I go grab my shower and I get ready for, I make my lunch for the next day. I legitimately have 3 or 4 hours every night. That is time for me. I usually sit and watch BookTube videos and do some knitting. Nothing saying I can't watch BookTube videos and do a little bit of writing. Right, guys? So anyway, that's all I have. This was supposed to be a shorter video, but again, you guys know how I like to waffle. And I hope I will see you guys for my AuthorTube videos, and I do hope that you enjoy them. And yeah, if there's anything that you guys want to see in those videos, anything you guys want me to talk about, again, I'm a beginner. I don't know too much. But if you guys watch AuthorTube and you have any suggestions or ideas of stuff that you guys would like to see, please do let me know in the comments below. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so very much for watching. Bye, guys.